though. A lot of people have muffin tops and they don't go climb Machu Picchu. I
But
mean, I respect it, but this is a really big jump to make, no?
I think the problem is a lot of us going into the workforce not understanding why we do it in the first place. And I think
Mhm.
Simon Sinek has said this perfectly. People don't remember what you do or how you do things. People remember why you do things, right? So
Mm.
your why is huge. Your why should be the number one questions that you ask before you go into college. And my niece is actually applying college right now, and this is a question she and I had talked about a couple of weeks ago. I said, now that you're visiting all these different schools, one question I want you to start asking yourself is, why do you like that school? Not so much what the school has to offer or how you're going to be able to successful. Why do you feel that this is a good school for you? And why do you believe that going into history or becoming a history teacher, that is something that you want to do? Like, answer the why first before you think about the what, how, and when.
Especially, so my dad's a history teacher. I mean, the man was meant to be a history teacher. Like, I grew up with my dad reading history books during the summer. Like, he did it for fun. He just really, really loves history. He was meant to be a history teacher, but I remember watching him and the way he would light up teaching a class versus other teachers I had, where I was like, you're the type that did this because you want summers off. You don't even particularly like kids. You're just here because you get summers off. And it would frustrate me because, we all tend to like put people in boxes, right? Well, I had this teacher that's like that, so that's how all teachers are. And it's not the case at all. But any profession, doesn't matter what it is, you're going to have people that are there not for the why.
I think that should be like the number one top question on all the job applications, all the college application. That should be the top application question. Why do you believe that this is your purpose? Why do you believe this is important to you? Like, no one asked this when I was going through college, when I was going through pharmacy school. Why do you believe pharmacy is important to you? Maybe they did in some way, but like, it needs to be emphasized and highlight and readdress and reiterate all the time to remind each one of us to follow our dream, to follow our purpose, and not passion. There's a distinction between the passion and purpose. Passion is something that you find someone sparked and someone did something, and that sparks the fire inside of you. And you believe that, well, oh my gosh, this is really my passion. I want to do it. I want to pursue it. But then passion, because it's someone that's external, it came from someone else who sparked that fire, passion can die. Passion can go away, right? You wake up one day and suddenly you don't love that person anymore. That's passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas purpose is something that you found from within you. It's the moment that you get up, you feel excited. Like your dad is a perfect example. He feels excited. He's always talking about history and he enjoys teaching it, right? So and you don't have to like tell him, hey dad, there's would you like to go to a history movie? No, he's gonna be saying, Rosanna, I have a ticket to the history movie. Let's go, right? There's a complete different energy that we carry into the things that we do, and purpose is a much more sustainable, it's much more everlasting. So do things because it's a purpose, not because it's your passion.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I never thought about the difference between purpose and passion, but that's such a great point. No, okay. We have to talk about this because I do not want the time to go too quick. I mean, it already is going quickly, but can you please explain to me and to this audience how you went from never stepping foot in a gym to climbing Machu Picchu? Like, I feel like you were like, you know what? Doing a squat's not enough. I'm going to go as hard as possible. Like, what is the literally biggest thing I could conquer? Oh, Machu Picchu.
So I'm going to tell you this and you're not going to believe it, but it's true. Okay. It's true. The whole reason why I started wanting to climb Machu Picchu is because I was driving one day. I was wearing this white t-shirt. And every time I wear something white, I always come out of the car and I notice there's some like black marks on my t-shirt, on my white t-shirt. So like for the longest time, I was walking with this mark and I couldn't figure out what it was. So then one day I was like, driving and got out of my car and there it was again. So I'm like, okay, let me just sit back in and see what's going on, right? So I'm sitting in my car, look down, and suddenly I realize, holy moly, I know why and where I got that mark from. So I was wearing a black belt and I had a pair of jeans, and my stomach was literally bumping against my steering wheel. So every time I make a turn, it's like rubbing against my t-shirt. Yeah, so it's creating a mark on my t-shirt. I was getting too fat. I was getting chubby. Like my muffin top was real thing.
Michelle, though, a lot of people have muffin tops and they don't go climb Machu Picchu.
But
I mean, I respect it, but this is a really big jump to make, no?
it was, but at that point, I was so done talking to myself poorly, like body shaming myself. So I told myself, something gotta give, and something is going to be me. I'm going to give in so that I stop playing small. I stop feeling sorry for myself. And then during that time, my friends all came back from Machu Picchu, and I was thinking, okay, so what can I do to prove to myself that I can do this? Trusting myself that I got what it takes to do things like everyone else. And then the most common things that came to my head was, all right, so people went to Machu Picchu. I'm gonna go to Machu Picchu. I don't care if I die out there. I don't care if I ever get back. I just want to prove to myself that I'm capable of doing what they're doing. So I booked myself a ticket. I told my personal trainer, I said, listen, we're going to have to start working on this. So I went hiking every single weekend by myself, like in a 90-degree hot weather in California, went hiking every weekend. And then that year in 2016, I bought a ticket by myself, brought my luggage, my 2 crutches, and they were pink crutches, by the way. And so I hiked through the Inca Trail of 26 miles. The highest elevation was 14,000 feet above sea level.
I'm not going to lie. I can't even fathom what that means. I know that means that it's very hard to breathe up there, but I really have a hard time like wrapping my head around what 14,000 cheapers. Okay, what would be a comparison for the United States? Like what is a high point in the United States that like does anything even come close to that?
No, that's actually the highest. Well, Kilimanjaro in Africa is another really high, challenging elevation, high altitude hike that people have doing. That's actually on my next bucket list, Kilimanjaro.
Okay.